I'm looking forward to this race. Is the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup Junior 8s, St Ignatius College, Australia versus Wallingford Rowing Club, who are in the red on the right-hand side of your screen there.
I mean, I love... Oh yeah, we're seeing some steering here. I think they're going to have a bit of correction, and this will be taking quite a toll on the crews here. I think that was quite an aggressive re-correct, and when you're in the boat, when you're rowing, you really feel it in the body, and that was quite a vital part of the race.
Yeah, if I was a rower in that boat, I'd be a little bit frustrated that we went so off course. But do you know what? They're rowing against the stream, so they're rowing upstream. There's all sorts of swirls going on there. There's going to be different powers on each side of the boat, so sometimes you've got to cut the coxswain a little bit of slack. But St Ignatius have come here from Australia. They're here to do the business. They're one of the fastest schoolboy 8s right now we've seen coming out of Australia, if not the fastest ever, and they have been throwing the kitchen sink at them by Wallingford and a bit of steering there, but calm, cool heads, and they're moving up through the stage of this race, sitting pretty.
Yeah, it is tough on that side. The stream does tend to push you a little bit, and you need to counteract, and you need to be quite proactive and making sure that doesn't send you off track, and it's difficult. But I mean, I love that Australia and New Zealand crews from that side of the world are coming over to Henley to enjoy this atmosphere and training in what is actually their off season. It's winter over there. You normally switch into other sports, but that's how much crews want to come and experience this week, and you're seeing it here play out in front of our eyes.
Yeah, Wallingford are really still sticking it in and giving it a go, but the St Ignatius crew just outpowering them, aren't they?
They really are. It was tough in that start, but I think it's a great show from both crews. But when you have to kind of push onto your rhythm while you're going through those steering recorrections, it can be relatively difficult. But neither crew is kind of making that dominant move to either step on or drop off. So I think they're relatively even paced at the moment.
I think this is such a good showing from Wallingford, to be honest. I thought the St Ignatius crew would come and blow them out the water, but powerful start and meant they've really hung on. So the belief and the trust in this crew here in the red, just from further upstream than we're standing here from Wallingford, they've stuck with St Ignatius, and they're going to keep that gap to as small as possible.
Yeah, and when you can't see the crew in front of you, it is really difficult. So it's really impressive when they're kind of just relying on almost a time trial type of mentality of let's just get from A to B as fast as we can, regardless of where anyone else. So it's turning into, I think, it's still a really close race where both crews are pushing each other.
Yeah, and they've not let up St Ignatius. You can see there their cox. Henry Burton, he's still roaring his crew to keep moving, and I'm sure the Wallingford crew are being told, get in touch, let's keep this gap. Can we close this to overlap? They've got a couple of 100 metres to do that.
Yeah, it's a great race, and they might come back into the overlap, and for both crews, I think this will be a great step on. Whether it's you're moving into the next round or dropping out of this round, it's turned out to be a race where you're having to respond to the other crew and actually make some pretty decisive moves from the Wallingford crew.
Well, Wallingford, hold your heads up high. Nobody in this crew at all has raced Henley Royal Regatta ever before, and they've come here and they're keeping that margin to just about a length to one of the hotly contested favourites of this entire event. So cracking race there in the PE. A win for St Ignatius College, Australia over Wallingford Rowing Club.